His name was Santiago. His heart was heavy, like a stone in a deep river. Many dreams had faded, turning to dust, carried away by a sad wind. He felt a great emptiness as life had lost its bright color. He walked in shadows with disappointment as a cruel teacher. It taught him to build walls, high walls around his heart. He stopped believing in good things, seeing the world only as gray, a place of echoes and dust. He thought life was only for enduring, not for living, not for joy. His spirit felt old and his feelings went to sleep. He did not feel great joy, nor great sadness, only a quiet, cold hollowness. He stayed away from others, avoiding anything that might stir his heart. To feel was to risk pain, and he had known too much pain. Numbness was his only shield, so Santiago stopped dreaming. Dreams were like fragile butterflies, beautiful but easily crushed. They promised light but often led to deeper darkness. He chose to live without their song. His soul was tired, so very tired of hoping. He simply existed day by day. Then, one day, a small thing happened. It was unexpected, like a single star in a black sky. Perhaps it was an old, forgotten melody, or the kind eyes of a stranger. It was a tiny spark of light in his long, silent night, a whisper of something different, a forgotten path. This small event made Santiago pause. He stopped his weary walk and listened with his whole being. It was a fragile flicker, a tiny flame in the vast darkness. He felt a strange stirring deep within his guarded heart, a feeling he had not known for many, many years. He began to question his despair, this heavy cloak he always wore. Is this truly all there is, he wondered, just this gray, silent emptiness? Could there be something more? A small seed of doubt about his endless night began to sprout within him. He remembered sunshine. This was the true beginning, the start of a new journey. A decision, not yet fully formed, but a small opening appeared. A tiny crack in the strong walls around his sleeping heart. A little warmth, like the first spring sun, seeped into his soul. Hope was knocking gently. To open his heart again was frightening. It was very, very scary. The fear of more disappointment loomed like a giant shadow. Every small step forward felt like climbing a high mountain. His mind whispered, "Stay safe, stay hidden." But a quiet voice within him said, "Try, you must try." So, Santiago took small risks. He spoke a few words to someone new. He tried an old hobby, long forgotten. Perhaps he sketched a flower or walked barefoot on the earth. Each attempt was filled with fear. His hands would tremble, but also a tiny, new excitement. He was learning to feel again. Sometimes he stumbled on his path. Not every new door opened to joy. Old fears would return, like unwelcome ghosts in the night. They tried to pull him back into the familiar comfort of shadows, but the memory of that first light, that small, precious glimmer, kept him walking forward. Slowly, he began to notice the small joys all around him. The comforting warmth of the sun, the sweet taste of ripe fruit, the gentle sound of falling rain. These were things he had ignored for such a long, long time. His senses were slowly waking. Beauty was painting his world again. Santiago learned a profound truth. Hope is not a passive thing. It is an active choice, a brave and courageous choice. It does not simply arrive like a guest. Hope is a garden you must tend. You must make space for it to grow. You must believe in its melody, even when silence is all you hear. He understood with great clarity, a heart that is closed cannot receive. It cannot hold the light of joy. To experience true happiness, he had to be open. He had to be willing to be vulnerable, to feel everything life offered, even the echo of past sorrows. This was the hidden key. And so, his life began to transform. Colors returned, bright and vivid. He found new connections with people. He started to follow new dreams, smaller dreams perhaps, but his own. They were precious and full of light. He felt a sense of purpose return, like a river finding its way to the sea. The world was alive once more. Santiago found a quiet peace, a gentle happiness within his soul. He learned that joy is not a destination, it is a way of traveling. He understood that even after the darkest night, the sun will always rise again. He simply had to believe in the dawn and keep his heart open to welcome its warm, healing light.